Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we're diving into 5 completely verified scientific realities that prove nature is, honestly, way weirder than any sci-fi movie. If you're into unpacking the mysteries of our world and having your mind blown a little bit, you are exactly where you need to be. So what do a radioactive fruit and an ancient shark actually have in common? Well, they're both checkpoints on our narrative journey today. We're going to travel from the totally mundane stuff sitting in your house right now all the way out to the depths of prehistoric oceans just to reframe exactly how you look at the world around you.
Let's kick things off with part 1, Your Strange Kitchen.
You know, it's really easy to assume that wild, paradigm-shifting science only happens in giant billion-dollar labs, right? But the truth is, some of the most bizarre science is hiding right under your nose. Like, are your bananas dangerous? It sounds like a ridiculous joke, I know, but brace yourself. Bananas are technically slightly radioactive. It is 100% true. See, they're packed with potassium, which is great for your muscles, but a tiny fraction of that potassium exists as a naturally radioactive isotope called potassium-40. But hey, before you throw out your fruit bowl in a panic, let me reassure you, it is completely safe. Okay, let's dive into this. The amount of radiation we're actually talking about here is so incredibly small that scientists invented a term called the banana equivalent dose. It's basically a playful metric they use to explain tiny, harmless amounts of radiation. To actually get a dangerous dose from a banana, you'd have to eat literally millions of them in a remarkably short amount of time, which is obviously impossible. So, you can definitely keep enjoying your snack. No hazmat suit required. Moving right along to our next kitchen staple, 3,000. Now, that is a massive number in the scientific world. Archaeologists exploring ancient Egyptian tombs actually dug up sealed jars of honey that were 3,000 years old. And the absolute craziest part, that honey was perfectly preserved. It was totally edible. Just imagine that for a second. A simple sweetener in your pantry that literally outlasts human empires. So the crucial point is understanding exactly why this happens. Let's break down the chemistry of nature's ultimate preservative. First off, honey has almost zero water in it, meaning bacteria and fungi just can't survive there. Second, it's naturally super acidic, which microbes absolutely hate. And third, bees actually add special enzymes while they make it that create a tiny bit of hydrogen peroxide. Talk about a chemical fortress. Oh, and side note, if your honey at home ever gets crystallized and hard, it hasn't gone bad. Just warm the jar in some water, and it goes right back to a smooth liquid. All right, we're moving completely out of the kitchen now and into part 2, breaking intuition. We're stepping right into the realm of bizarre physics now. We're looking at a phenomenon that totally wrecks our basic, everyday understanding of how states of matter actually work. I mean, have you ever heard of a situation where water boils and freezes at the exact same time? Sounds absolutely absurd, right? But it's a very real condition called the triple point. It's this highly specific set of temperature and pressure conditions where a single substance exists as a solid, a liquid, and a gas all simultaneously. Try to paint this picture in your head. Imagine chunks of ice floating in liquid water while steam violently bubbles up and rises off of it, all at exactly the same moment. It's honestly like a glitch in the matrix. Now, obviously, you won't see this happen on your stovetop at home, but it has a huge practical application. Labs all over the world actually recreate these precise triple-point conditions to calibrate super-sensitive scientific instruments and set absolute global temperature standards. For our final section, we're leaving the physics lab entirely behind. Welcome to part 3, Ancient Wonders. We're diving deep into the ocean now to explore some truly bizarre biology that's going to reframe your whole perspective on Earth's history. Let's talk about the octopus. These guys have a wildly impressive cardiovascular setup. They don't just have one heart, they have 3. Step 1. 2 of those hearts are totally dedicated to pumping blood through their gills, just to collect oxygen. Step 2. A third, central heart, pumps that fresh oxygen to the rest of the body. But step 3, and this is hilarious, that main heart actually stops beating when they swim. Because swimming is so utterly exhausting for them, it literally stops their main heart. So they usually just prefer to crawl along the ocean floor instead. Now, what's really interesting about this is the direct contrast between our biology and theirs. Human blood is red, right? Because our oxygen-carrying protein is powered by iron. But octopus blood? It's blue. They use a completely different molecule called hemocyanin, which is powered by copper instead of iron. And as it turns out, this copper-based system works so much better for them in the freezing cold, low-oxygen waters where many octopuses actually live. And this brilliantly illustrates a staggering timeline that completely flips our sense of planetary history upside down. Scientists estimate the very first sharks appeared in Earth's oceans over 400 million years ago. But the first true trees? They didn't evolve on land until around 350 million years ago. Let that sink in. That means ancient sharks were swimming, hunting, and thriving in prehistoric seas a full 50 million years before a single forest ever cast a shadow on the land. Let's elaborate on that timeline for a second, because it really emphasizes what a masterpiece of evolutionary survival the shark truly is. These apex predators are the ultimate survivors. They lived through multiple global mass extinctions. They survived catastrophic climate changes. They completely outlived the dinosaurs. And their basic body design has been so incredibly successful, it's barely changed over hundreds of millions of years. When nature builds a design that works this perfectly, evolution just kind of leaves it alone. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I gotta ask you, which of these facts shattered your worldview the most? We've gone on quite the journey today, haven't we? From discovering your kitchen bananas are radioactive to immortal honey, to water that boils and freezes simultaneously, and finally, three-hearted octopuses and sharks that are older than trees. It really makes you pause, doesn't it? If the mundane stuff in our kitchens and the animals in our oceans hold secrets this profound, what else in your everyday life is hiding an impossible reality? Keep questioning everything, guys.